Welcome back to Feed the Beast Monster. I'm CZSurvivor, and today we're going to be working on some Railcraft stuff. Because, well, I could either do tree breeding or I could do Railcraft. Looking into the tree breeding, it's a bit more complicated than what I thought, and I need to do some research on how to get the mahogany tree, which I want. So, instead, we're going to mess around with Railcraft, and I want to create a creative way to get from spawn to my base. So yeah. Now one question. Did you like the automatic wither killer? Because if so, I made a mild upgrade to it. As you can see here, we have two industrial apiaries with withering drones, withering queens in them. Well, the withering bee. And what they produce, if you can't guess from its name, is wither skulls. Sort of. They produce wither skeleton bone chips, which are used to make wither skeleton bone fragments, which are then used to make wither skeleton skulls. As you can see, chips become fragments, 6 fragments become a skull. And I've got a level limiter here set to 10,000 chips and stop. And I've just basically put covers over the top so you can't see. And I was too lazy to change these bees flower type to something like rock, which is right next to it. So I just left it as netherwort and put some clear glass over the top. And I changed the fertility back to 1, so they'll never fill up with withering drones, which is very nice. Right, so the first step in producing Railcraft things is creosote oil, because Railcraft changes how rails are made and you require creosote oil in the basic making of nearly all the rails. Now there's 2 ways to produce creosote oil. There's one with the coke oven, which we're going to set up first, which is nice and simple. I had one set up at the beginning and I do not know where the creosote oil I had acquired from it. I remember putting it in a steel drum. Where that steel drum's gone, I do not know. So yeah, I've lost that. The other way is with our bee friends, and depending on how fast this produces creosote oil, we'll decide on what to do. So I'm also going to need, and there's 2 fuel things you can put in a coke oven to produce creosote oil. A, coal, which is the more efficient version, or B, wood, which by default Minecraft standards is the renewable option. Well, actually no, then again coal is renewable, although wither skeleton farms aren't the easiest thing to set up in vanilla. I know, I tried setting it up on a server once. Took way too long. So we'll put that there. And now we have our coke oven. Now, if I show you the recipes, it can burn coal to coke at 0.5 creosote oil, or a block of coal to coke to a block of coke for 4.5. So it's still the same amount, it's just blocks at a time. Or you can burn any wood in here, it'll give you some charcoal, but only 0.25. So I think we'll go with the coal. And we'll set up 2 of these for symmetry, because most of my base is built on symmetry. It's a bit hard to keep symmetry once you get a lot of these stupid machines set up, but yeah, we can have that. Now I could automize this, but nah, I don't think I will. Now for some reason I had 16 creosote bottles in my AA network. Now my theory behind that is I got it in a dungeon chest and it's just been stuck in my AA network. So yeah, so this is going to take a while, because with Railcraft it's very smart in that blocks of items take 9 times as long as a single item. It's a bit annoying that they did that, but that's what they did. So this is going to produce creosote oil, but that's going to take a while. So what I think is I'll do it with bees, which is the Tari bee, I think. or Tarpinby, something like that. I was having a look at it before. If I can't find it, I'll do it off camera. R. It has 2 R's in it, not 1, 2. So yeah, that was my mistake there. So Tari drones, or the Tari bee, produces tar comb and fossilized comb. Fossilized comb produces a bit of coal dust, which you can make, tiny pile of coal dust, which you turn into a big pile of coal dust, and then you can turn that into diamonds. And then you got the tar comb, which produces creosote propolis, which you can then squeeze in a squeezer for 0.5 creosote, which is the same as smelting a piece of coal. So I'm going to set that up just for the fun of it, because I love messing around with bees, and this is going to take a while. I'll probably have the bees done in no time. Right, so I've now acquired the Tari bee. It's been a while, it's taken a lot longer than what I thought, and I'm currently injecting them up with fastest production, longest life, and low fertility. So yeah, I'm going to shoot up these bees so they have those traits, and then we can put them to work. So first of all, let's get ourselves a crowbar, and why not go with a magic one so we can enchant it. Right, so first of all, we want to create some basic tracks, which requires, once I put the crafting rail in, standard rail, which has many different recipes. I'll show you in a second. Is you can either go with, nope, that's not what I asked for. I asked for standard rail recipe, please. Thank you. So they can be crafted from 6 iron, 6 bronze, and they each give different amounts. As you can see, the iron gives 8, bronze gives 6, and as you saw, I used the best one, which is steel, which gives 16, which I think is very powerful. And that should be done. Thank you. So we have 32 rail. Nice and simple. Next of all, we're going to create some simple track. Now, if you type track in, you'll get all the different ones, I do believe. I think there's a few that you don't get, actually, now that I think about it. Or you may get it all, but rather than calling it rail, they've renamed it to track. I don't know. That's what the mod developer's done. So what we want is some basic tracks, and that's made from standard rail and wooden rail bed. Well, we type in here. I've already taught my system how to create wooden ties and wooden rail beds, so we can get some track. Nice and simple. Now, one thing that we want is no, a locomotive track we need, which requires signal lamps, which is that lot. Okay, this looks complicated. What else do I need for a signal lamp? Glowstone. Do we not have any glowstone? So 2 of you, thank you, and we'll put a locomotive track. We need some wooden rail beds. I think this is going to take a while, so I'll craft all this off camera. Right, so I just taught my AE system how to craft the standard rail, and to do that, in the rolling machine you have to pre-put your pattern in, and it actually has the items in there. Then if it wants to make any more, it'll automatically evenly distribute them. So let's say you put 64 here, it would evenly distribute between all of them, which I think is pretty smart. So yeah, just set up automatic thing, and I've got a basic input bus importing back into the network. Right, so let's create ourselves a steam locomotive. And then I think we'll decorate it with, we'll see how it looks in black, maybe. Maybe not. What if I was just to have the bottom as black and grey top. Maybe light grey on the top. Oh, I like the look of that. Right, there's our train. So next of all, now that we have that, right, so I've done a bit of work, and as you can see, I've got a little bit set up with the steam train, or steam locomotive as they're calling it, which makes more sense. And we're going to give it a quick test run now. So when I hop in here, it should automatically kick itself off, and then just for now, it comes back on itself and kicks me off and puts me here. So yeah, that is how that is what I've got working. Now to explain. Right, so let's go over what we've got. So train comes in down here, and then it hits this here, which is a switch track. Now underneath it is a detector any, which is set to output redstone signal to this block, which will operate a switch motor, switching the switch track from straight to left, kicking me off around here, sending me down here. Then we have a whistle track, which just makes a locomotive blow a whistle. Then we have a limiter, which has multiple modes and will change your speed depending on what it's set to. I'll show you all that in a second. Come round here to a disembarker, which kicks you off, as you saw. Then we have a detector empty, which if empty will activate this one here, which locomotive track can start, stop and put into idle your trains. Then we've got a detector player, and when I get in, it'll kickstart this one here, which is set to run, and we'll start the train back up. Then we run over this limiter, kicking its speed back up to max, whistle to signify we're leaving, and off we go. And we would continue down there, but using an old Minecraft trick, the northeast rule, if a cart comes to an intersection like this, it'll automatically go off in the direction north or east. Well, because this is a northwest track, it has to go east. So yeah. So here's the 4 different pieces of track. We have the whistle track, and you must have them powered. That's why there's redstone blocks underneath them and levers here. Same with the disembarker. As with the locomotive track, you have the 3 settings: running, let me try that again, idle, and double clicking, shut down, which changes the different modes inside here: running, idle, and shut down. And then you got 5 speeds, but only 4 of them can be accessed by that track limiter, which change like this. So this is fastest, slower, slower, and slowest. I don't know how you'd explain it, how you'd say that. And then you've got the interesting bit, the switch track. Now that requires a switch motor to operate, as you saw over there. So that is the setup. So we'll just quickly remove these. If you didn't know, crowbar is excellent at removing track and rubbish at removing any other block. So you're not going to destroy your world whilst digging up your tracks. So yeah, there's that. And now, onwards and forwards, down there, turn right once we're on line with base, and home sweet home. This limiter track here is actually supposed to be set to 1 power. It makes the locomotive sit in a much better position that allows it to access both of these things, which I haven't mentioned. So let's mention them. We have here a liquid loader and here an item loader. First, liquid loader. We have an aqueous accumulator pumping up water into this fluid duct and into the liquid loader, which is filling the steam boiler on this steam locomotive with water. Makes sense. And then over here we have an item loader, which is for some reason can't be clicked on. I don't know why. I can click on other things. Being filled up with charcoal, and that is filling up its inventory. Don't know why I can't click on that item loader now. That confuses me. So yeah, because I've got infinite charcoal with that tree farm, what do I can get all I can use all the charcoal I want. Right, so we're back, and I've done a bit more work on my base side of things rather than the spawn area, and well, yeah, I came up with this nice little decoration piece. I've got some plants here, some chairs, well, benches, and then I decided to use the Railcraft water tank to create water for this side because it's more of an aesthetic part, and I use scaffolding as well to prop it up, and it looks a lot better with scaffolding. So yeah, I had tried that with fences before, but scaffolding looks better. And we've got a little station here, and everything's all set up on this side. I've already started building the path, well, the track line down to the other side. Give a bit more wood slabs. I'll just take you on a quick run and get some track. Only problem so far is mobs. But what I do know is the train, well, the locomotive, plows through mobs. As for it's killed me before. Well, it didn't kill me, it glitch killed me when I was sorting it out, when I was working on this. And yeah, but I'd saved and quit since then, and it fixed the bug. Basically, the death animation for a character, it was just constantly playing like it, but stuck at a 45-degree angle along there. It was kind of weird, but kind of funny. I wish I'd recorded it, but it was late last night when it happened, and well, it was early morning when it happened, and I was not at the point for recording, so yeah. It's got loads more track to lay, and see, this goes on for, I think it's like a 500 block track, 500 meter track. Oh, loads of stuff I hadn't picked up on the first time round. Keep getting attacked by all sorts of mobs, jabberwocks. What a day! I do not know, but yeah, finish off this one here because we can, and next time we'll have a test run. Okay, a little sidetrack, but I don't think that guy's fur. He's wearing blood armor, which is mine, and what the heck is that big giant tree thing? A Trent. Let's kill this guy, see how strong he is. He's pretty strong, didn't drop any of the armor. Okay, lag. You're not supposed to kill him. Nope, it crashed. Right, so that crash corrupted the world. I basically had to backtrack to that world upload I did for you last episode. I then did some MC edit magic, copying, pasting things from from the corrupted world to this world. I tried loads of stuff to save that world. I removed the mod that added it. I deleted the entities in that area. I tried moving my player. I did all sorts of stuff to try and save that world, but I couldn't, so in the end I had to MC edit over a load of stuff and build it in here, and yeah. So I lost a few tracks. For some reason I went to go in cheat mode to make it fair, and well, cheat mode is enabled, but yeah, it doesn't work, which really annoyed me because I just wanted to fix a crash bug, because that was clearly a bug. So yeah, I had to redo everything. So enough about that moaning, let's set this off on its maiden voyage. And maybe it's time for a time lapse.
I work so hard in my life to get it right, know when to fight. I can't believe what you've done. You were never the one.
just about sticks me on this stir, which is so nice. It just adds to that little bit of it. So yeah, that is the train thing. Oh, I didn't quite copy it perfectly, I guess. I'm missing a stir. No matter, I'll go fix that. No need to copy that bit in. So, okay, this side's broke. What's wrong with you? Have you not copied over properly? Play detector. Right, give me a second, let me figure out what's wrong. Alright, so I've managed to fix the problem. So, yeah, that is good. So, wait, so? So. Is it so? Yeah, I best stop there. So, I've kind of said it again. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you really did like it, hit that like button. Don't forget to share it on Facebook, Reddit and Twitter, and you can also follow me on Twitter. All links down in the description below. Stay well and goodbye.